Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, the beautiful, the incandescent Beatrice.
That's me.
We are here to talk sister wives, honey. But before we get into our recap, we do have to warn you, please hide your wife and hide your kids. This is an irreverent podcast. We say bad words. We have dumb opinions and we shout them from the top of the dumpster. We ain't going to stop, honey.
Nope.
So if you're sensitive,
go away. No one wants you here.
You might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Bye.
But if you're down to take a trip to Vegas and watch Marry Date, although we didn't even get into the date, we just
Not
talked
yet.
about dating again. Well then, welcome to this dumpster.
And if you like what we do over here, please be sure to follow us on the Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. We have all of our episodes ad-free over there, plus exclusive bonus content, after shows, and more.
Yes, in the month of December, we are going to be concluding our Couples Therapy Season 4. We love that show. And we're
good.
also going to be hard launching our recaps of Little Women LA, starting with Season 1. Again, I'll wait to get into it. Make sure you join us on the Patreon for that. If you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe, and also hype your girls up. Allegedly, it helps us to climb to the summit of Mount 6,000 subscribers.
We're almost there.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm feeling it in the air, honey.
Me too.
Yes. So if you could do all that, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Beatrice, after watching this episode of Sister Wives, did you have any takeaways, any primary thoughts you'd like to share with the class?
Look, I'm going to try and not be negative in this recap.
Okay. We'll see how that goes.
I'm gonna try really hard because I know we watch the show, we enjoy it. This is our job.
Yes.
We're professionals over here, okay? But why do we have to have the apology tour? And why is TLC posting an infographic of the apology tour on their Instagram, like playing into it? It's so fake. None of it is genuine.
It's so insincere.
I hate it so much.
And you really get a sense of that when you watch Robin and him out to dinner and he's kind of explaining why he wants to do it. I'm just like, oh, so you're just eking out the season so you can get more money. That was my takeaway.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all I got.
That's all it is.
All right. So without further ado, let's get into Sister Wives Season 20, Episode
10.
Episode 10, entitled
Extending an Olive Branch.
Okay.
A rotten olive branch.
Yeah.
But we start off with Janelle, who is still in New Orleans on her girls' trip. And she goes to dinner with all of her friends. And they have some more like fake producer-driven conversations about dating, which Janelle is not ready to date. We've already talked about this.
Ad nauseum.
I'm just
ad
like,
infinitum.
Stop pressuring our girl. She's fine, living her best life on her farm. She don't need no man. I know we would all love to see her with a man, but she don't want it right now. But we're going to keep pressuring her. And then we get into a conversation about polygamy, and they ask Janelle something about like how it was when she told her mom that she was going to be a polygamist, and then we go back into the archives and talk about her mom
again.
Oh my god! And then talk about like how Janelle's family didn't approve of polygamy, which is interesting a little because Janelle's mom entered into polygamy. So I'm just like,
well, yeah, the way Janelle has always told it is that her mom, Cheryl, right?
Yeah,
Cheryl came and needed to check Kody out because she was very worried about Janelle and she was disapproving of this polygamous lifestyle. And when she got there, she saw that hunka burning love win. and fell in love with him. And in fact, ended up marrying Wynn 3 months before Janelle and Kody got married, which is wild.
Yeah. But it's like, we've already heard this.
And I think we read it in a couple of books. A couple of those books. Yes.
But then it goes into conversations about her marriage. And I think one of the other friends, I don't remember all of their names really, so I apologize. But one of the other friends asks Janelle, or says to Janelle, well, your marriage to Kody was good in the beginning. And then she asks if there was women before Robin. And Janelle says there was one, but they didn't approve of her, so it didn't work out. And then Janelle talks a little bit of shit about Kody and says, again, like when he turned 50, he just stopped wanting to do polygamy and like stop wanting to be like the patriarch of the family and have all of the responsibility on his shoulders. But she says she's putting words in his mouth, so she is speculating.
This is her interpretation of events as they happened. And of course, they happened around the time of COVID, making it very convenient for Kody to lock himself away in that McMansion with Robin and the haunted dolls. And the Etsy dolls.
Yeah, and the Etsy dolls. And the Dickensian villages.
And the
amethyst statues.
Right.
Yes. And then another friend asks Janelle jokingly, like, would you ever go to counseling with Kody and Robin? And Janelle's like, fuck no.
Yeah, why?
Why would I ever do that? I basically hate them. She talks about the spiritual release again. She is going to move forward with it, which is great. Let's get to it. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, well, we're talking a lot about it.
Yeah.
And I would prefer to actually see the process of it versus you going to New Orleans and throwing beads at guys who are showing their dad bods on Bourbon Street. But like, whatevs.
I mean, that's great. I'm glad that you're living like a fun life now because you grew up conservative and stuff. That's awesome. But I'm bored.
Well, it feels to me like she's in a hostage situation. I don't think Janelle, under any circumstances, would actually want to go to Bourbon Street and like dance in the street.
Yeah.
Like she hates that shit, but she's only doing it because, again, as we discussed last week, like this is her livelihood. She realizes, well, shit, if I want to build my house, if I want to have a life, I need to develop some streams of income. And this is my biggest one, TLC.
Definitely. I was talking to Ethel about this earlier today, and she thinks there's going to be like at least 5 more seasons of Sister Wives because they're going to milk it.
My God.
Until the milk runs dry. And we're going to have a lot of content like this, I'm sure. If she's right, can't you see it though? Can't you see them going 5 more seasons until the ratings just absolutely fucking plummet because nobody wants to watch this anymore?
How many seasons did the Duggars get again?
I don't know. They canceled because of
all
the eldest son being a degenerate.
Right.
Yeah.
But not as many as like 20 seasons like we've got with the Brown. Like is this the longest running show that TLC has ever done?
I don't know, maybe.
I think it's, or is it 90 Day Fiancé? I don't really know. I think it predates 90 Day Fiancé, right?
I think so too, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I can see it going for another 5 years. I just don't know what we're going to be talking about unless we start incorporating some of the older kids and their families and their actual feelings about things. I just don't know. Are we just supposed to go to restaurants with Kody and Robin constantly? Like, ugh.
I don't know. I mean, we did get a little bit with Maddie later in the episode, which I did appreciate. And I'm like, give me more of this from the older kids. That would be very entertaining, but I don't want to see Kody and Robin. Or in this next segment, Mary and Amber planning their Vegas trip and talking about all of the dating stuff they're going to be doing and eggplants, and they want to go to strip clubs and they're going to party. I'm bored.
I'm bored too. I'm also cringing a little bit. I just feel like this is awkward for me to watch. But I mean, I know you want your hot girl summer,
which is great.
Mary, and I love that for you, and Amber, you too. But is this all you got?
I know.
Is this the only thing that you can provide in terms of content?
Like, can we stop giggling like little schoolgirls about eggplants and stuff? Like, you're grown women.
Yeah.
You've seen peepees and stuff.
Well, one. Yeah.
Well, for Mary, yeah. So it's like, we know.
The thing that just took me out, though, Beatrice, I mean, guess what took me out when I was watching Mary and Amber. Guess.
Her straightening her hair.
Yes.
Yeah. I noticed
her
that
straightening her hair.
Did you notice how it stuck up?
Yes.
It stuck up like this after she straightened it.
I'm just like, Mary girl, you gotta stop doing that to your hair. I just wanted her to shake it out a little bit, or like just a little bit of softness around your face, but it's stick straight and damaged.
It's so damaged.
God, I really need her to stop doing this.
I know.
And she thinks and she does look good.
Sure.
Like in her little black denim jacket.
Yeah,
I think she's looking great.
Yeah.
But the hair, bitch, the hair is too much for Mama Delia.
It's giving realtor chic. I'm just like...
it's giving Twilight.
Yeah.
It's literally just giving Twilight.
A little bit. You know, somebody commented on our YouTube channel, I think it was last week or the week before when we were talking about Kody's hair. And they were like, your guys' hair is terrible too. And I'm like, these are wigs.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're like, you're one to comment. I'm like, Kody's literally bald.
And who out here on God's green planet is defending Kody in the comments? Like, what kind of life are you living if you're defending Kody in the comments?
I know.
Give me a break.
But I'm sure people will comment the same thing with us talking about Mary's hair. But I'm like, they literally showed her straightening it so bad. It's so damaged that it's sticking up.
It was ridiculous.
Please
and also,
stop.
I'm literally trying to help.
Sure.
I'm just trying to do her a solid. Like, if you could just let it grow out a little bit. Because we get these flashbacks incessantly with the same photos of the wedding and her youth. But like, her hair used to be long and there was waves in her hair. I'm just like, maybe could we compromise just a little bit of length and some softness around your face? I think it would do wonders for her.
It would be great.
That's just my raccoon opinion.
I agree. But nevertheless, Mary's feeling herself. She says she's never been this confident in her life.
Which I love. Which
is great. And she does say something to the effect of like, she's been dealing with imposter syndrome ever since the divorce with Kody. And, you know, totally fair and valid, because she even talks about her relationship with Kody and how the most frustrating thing for her was that he never communicated to her his separation. And she felt like their whole marriage was a lie, that it was founded on lies. And now she's #worthying up and she's trying to live her hot girl summer, which is great.
Yeah.
It's just a wee bit cringy.
Yeah, it's cringy to watch, but also I do want the best for her and I want her to be feeling herself.
Yeah.
And I do think that she's just been through a colossal mind fuck that lasted 33 years of her whole life, married to this guy dedicated to her faith, and the entire time he didn't love her.
Yeah.
He didn't want her. Like, how that must make her feel, and the kind of excavation she's got to do psychologically to like pull that up and look at it and then work it out and then come to a place where she's accepting herself. That's pretty impressive, actually.
Definitely.
And so she deserves to find somebody who can meet her at her level, and like she said, who will consider it to be a privilege in her presence. I do want that for her. I do.
I do too.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
What is that face?
I said I wasn't going to be negative.
Well, we've already been negative. You can say what you have to say.
No, it's all right.
Okay, don't then.
It's all right. I will just leave it at that. She does deserve a man who will bow down to her and be like, oh my God, what a privilege it is to be in your honor,
and
Mary Brown.
It is. And that you can help yourself.
I mean, but it's a little crazy. I'm just like,
well,
calm out a little
bit. But I mean,
bit.
when you compare and contrast with what she's just come out of when she was so underappreciated and literally invisible, absolutely she's looking for somebody who values her and honors her and wants to be with her.
And that is totally fair. Yeah. I was talking to Ethel about this too, and she says Mary needs to just come out as a lesbian and date Amber or something. And I agree.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I mean, I would love that for her. Then we shift gears and we have Christine, Isabel, Truly, and David going bowling.
And I'm snoring.
I literally said out loud while watching it to my TV, I'm like, are we really going bowling right now?
We are.
All right, we're going bowling. There was not much that came out of this section, really, besides the fact that David's a jokester, and we hear from Isabel a little bit, and she talks about how she was nervous about David coming into the family. She was worried he was going to replace her dad because there really is just one and only dad. But David's really great. He's really great with all of the kids, not just her. And he's very respectful and doesn't overstep his place as Christine's husband. And Isabel says, you know, even though I don't have much of a relationship with my dad, like it's still my dad and I don't want anybody trying to replace him. That's all fair and valid. And she also says that she doesn't hear from Kody at all. And they're not close, but she still loves him.
We didn't even mention that we were going to have an after party after this recap. And so let me just mention that now. And the reason we're going to primarily have an after party is because Kody's been doing the rounds in various interviews, talking about how he's reconnecting with his children and he's making up all this shit. And we all know it's a lie. And of course, Leon came out on Instagram and made a bold statement. And so we're going to talk about that statement in the after show. And we're going to give our opinions about that because it was a great statement.
It was great.
I loved that statement.
It was very great.
And also, you've probably heard, if you're following Seeking Sister Wives and our coverage there, that Garrick Merrifield was arrested for domestic violence, bitch. So we're going to talk about that in the after show as well. So if you are part of our Patreon, you will just continue after the recap. We'll go right into the after show. If you're not on Patreon, then come on over because you have access to all of that and we continue the fun and we really get into the grittiness of it all.
Yes.
But this made me hurt my heart ball watching Isabel because she's such a tender spirit. Do we know her sign? She's giving Cancer. She's giving Pisces.
I think she's a water sign.
She's giving water.
Yeah.
She's just a lovey baby. And she wants her daddy. And he refused to sing to her when she came out of surgery. He refused to be there. He has been the most despicable dad. But like, it doesn't matter when you're a child and you just want your father.
Exactly.
It breaks my heart. But at least she has David. And I do want to make a comment there. When they go into the bowling alley, you know, he gets one of those disgusting bowling shoes and he puts it right in her face to smell the shoe.
Yeah, I didn't like
that.
And
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, and it's like, why can't you just not always joke or not always play pranks or whatever?
Like, why can't it just be neutral and normal?
Yeah, just chill. Like, we're just vibing, you know? Like, we're just girls.
Right.
Go into the bowling alley. You don't need to stuff a bowling shoe in my face.
I mean, and if somebody put a disgusting bowling shoe, which has seen the likes of a bazillion grody fungal feet into my face, where it is proximate and potentially touching my skin, honey, we are throwing hands.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they were referencing the fact that he's a jokester, but I'm like, I'm wondering if y'all are getting annoyed with that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It would be exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, just calm down a little bit.
If it's all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe just chill out a little.
Well, and he even talks about like when Truly is in a persnickety mood, he just gives her some sarcastic remark and snaps her out of it. And I'm just like, I'm just getting a tone.
Yeah.
It's just a little vibration that I'm picking up from David. And I'm not necessarily aligned with it.
Yeah, me neither. And that I'll just leave it at that because I'm not going to be negative.
Okay.
And then we get into Kody and Robin going to dinner at some booty ass place in Flagstaff. And this is where Kody announces that he's going to be going on his apology tour. But first we have to have a discussion about it. Like, this is the first idea that he's had, and he wants to get Robin's genuine opinions about it, and we have to pretend like this is a real conversation and that they didn't just talk about this with their producers or their management
of course.
Before the season aired. They're talking about it organically right now in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this whole...
I don't know, honey. Every time I see the word Flagstaff on the television, I just like clench.
Yeah.
I just can't stand them. And it's a marvel to me, the shape of Robin's mouth. Just these two lines.
I know.
I don't even think they're marionette lines. It's just her mouth and the way it's constantly frowning so deeply. She's just an unhappy person. And now we have to have another scene where they're performing for the cameras. And Kody can't even get out his plan without equivocating. He has to say, well, like, I know there's some things that I did wrong. And like, I shouldn't have said them, but I was led to do that because of the betrayal in my family. And of course, I'm just reacting to their terrible behavior. But like, for the part that I did, I should say I am sorry. Like, I'm just like, that's not how this works. Your apology should be unconditional. Your acceptance of responsibility should be unequivocal. It shouldn't hinge upon whether they take responsibility for the shit that they did wrong. It shouldn't hinge upon their acknowledgement that you didn't do everything. Like, it should just be a blanket. I was wrong and I am sorry. And I conducted myself in an inappropriate and even an abusive manner. And I want to make up for that. And you don't owe me an opportunity to do that, but I just want to share with you my intention. Like, that's what it is supposed to give.
Yep.
And he's so dumb, unintelligent, emotionally, and in his brain ball. Like, he thinks he's doing something in front of the cameras. He thinks he's being benevolent. He uses the word benevolent. I seek to be benevolent to my underlings. Like, but he's just coming across as even more of a malignant narcissist, which gives me rage. And then he sends that ball over to Robin, and she's like, well, despite these kids being influenced and misunderstanding some of what happened, I think the impulse is a good one.
Yeah. And she also throws him a bone and is like, well, it's okay to be hurt though. And you shouldn't have to apologize for your hurt feelings. And it's like, oh my God, you two are two peas in a pod. You're perfect for each other. But Kody introduces this whole thing by saying it was a traumatic experience. He was manipulated and unsafe with the OG3. And that's why, like you had said, that's why he's saying, I was so mean and I'm not an asshole, but I have the potential to be one sometimes, or something like that. Well, he has asshole potential.
Doesn't he reference being surprised that other people actually find him to be an asshole?
Yes.
I believe him. And I think this is further compounded by what happened after Special Forces, when he learns how everybody else actually thinks he's an absolute a-hole, and how that must have been so shocking to him. I'm wondering when this is filmed.
Yeah.
Like, is this filmed after he's seen what they said on Special Forces, or is it before? I'm wondering about the timeline.
He kind of looks more toned in this scene, so I'm thinking it's after Special Forces, because Special Forces is only a week. It's not like he's gone for that long.
And it was in June.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure when he would have received the copies of the episodes to watch.
I'm not sure either, but maybe he heard about it before.
So it's not just your wives who think you're assholes. It's not just your kids who think you're an asshole, but the people on Special Forces. So he's coming to the realization that he's not well liked. And so I think that's probably why he wants to do this apology tour and attempt to rehab his image and convince us that it's genuine. But it's not, because you can't even say it without laying blame on other people.
Yeah, he literally says, I will not apologize for what I'm being accused of. I'll only apologize for what I know I did wrong. And then he says the thing that he did wrong was saying I didn't love them. And that's it. I'm like, okay, not calling your kids assholes and talking shit about their moms on national TV for multiple seasons.
Screaming at their moms.
Screaming at them, saying that you were unattracted to Christine and that Janelle's a bitch and Mary's a bitch. It's just so frustrating, and I can't believe we're even giving them airtime. And I know we're talking about them because this is our job, and we have a professional podcast, so we have to talk about them. But
so professional, so professional.
But it's so frustrating that TLC is even giving them this and putting them on an apology tour when we all know, all of the viewers and even the OG wives are skeptical of Kody's intentions with this whole apology tour. So I don't know why we're doing it. Everyone seems to know that it's for content and that it's all a bunch of BS, but we're going to pretend like it's not.
I guess. We're along for the ride.
Oh, and one thing I did want to highlight in this whole conversation with him and Robin was that he kept calling it a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
And he has used that verbiage multiple times throughout this series on various things. It was a pilgrimage to go to Vegas. It was a pilgrimage to go to Nauvoo. Was
it a pilgrimage to go to Garrison's funeral?
Yes, it was, because he had to bring his ashes and everything. And so now I'm going on a pilgrimage, and I've got a sense of purpose now. And it's no, you don't though. It's just for you to feel better about your shitty behavior and be well, but I apologize though. So I'm a good person.
And also to frame what it is that you're doing as something sacred.
Yes.
Which it is not.
And then we have to hear from Robin saying that it was a really big deal for her to hear that Kody was not in love with the exes. She calls them the exes, and because that's what made me fall in love with Kody. And so he's got to own it, and I've just got to keep my opinions out of it so I don't influence him further.
Sure, lady.
I just can't.
But and I thought it was very rich how she made it about herself.
She
like
did.
What he needs to do in order to reconcile these relationships must always blow back and come back to her experience, how she grew up in polygamy, and what she thinks about it.
Exactly. It's just frustrating. Then we go back to North Carolina. Janelle's back home from New Orleans, and she has a little conversation with Maddie.
Yes.
Which was a little interesting. She does tell Maddie that after she got back from New Orleans, she got a text from Kody wanting to come out to North Carolina and have dinner with her and extend an olive branch. And of course, Janelle is already dubious, and so is Maddie. Maddie's like, do you think it's actually because he wants to extend an olive branch, or is there something else going on? And Janelle is kind of, I don't even know what the word is. She's not really giving into what Maddie's saying. Maddie says something like, maybe it's just because he's no longer in your life, and so he senses that, and he wants to emotionally insert himself into your life again to exert some control. And Janelle kind of blows that off and is like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, she seemed a little ambivalent.
Yeah.
She seemed, I guess, somewhat open to it. But the entire time I'm watching this scene, I'm thinking to myself, well, did he ask about Maddie and her kids? Did he ask about McKelty and their kids? Did he ask about Savannah? Like, is he going to see any of his children? A lot of his children and grandchildren are there in North Carolina. Has he mentioned any of them? And are we going to get a scene where he actually gets to see any of them? Because my sense of it is that he's not going to see any of his children or his grandchildren. My sense is that he does not even care about it. And that's probably why Maddie is looking the way she is in this scene. Because I'm talking to my mom about what's happening in the relationship that she has with my dad. But what about me?
Exactly.
What about me?
Exactly. And Janelle tries to speak to it a little bit and says that it would take a lot of work for Kody to actually repair his relationships with his kids. And she asks Maddie some stupid question like, well, would you accept it if your dad extended an olive branch? And Maddie's like, well, I would accept like forgiveness, but I wouldn't accept him just extending an olive branch because I would have to see a pattern of consistency for me to know that it's real and he's changed. And it seems like that sentiment is echoed across a lot of the older kids, even some of the ones that aren't talking about it publicly yet. But it seems like that's the general vibe.
Yeah. Because I think Maddie is suspicious that he's doing this for the television show. I wonder if maybe Kody's a little worried that some of these women might not want to continue with the show. Like if the relationships are so acrimonious between the OG wives and Kody and Robin, and if they're setting themselves up for financial success on their own, well, maybe why would they need to continue to do the show? And if they start dropping out of the show, like Janelle or Mary or Christine, where does that leave Kody and Robin? Where does that leave the show? Maybe he's doing this to cover his own ass and make sure the show can continue on because, again, they don't got jobs.
No.
This is their whole entire livelihood.
Yeah.
And so it behooves him to try and make amends to some degree with these people so that they can continue to film content.
I just hate it so much.
Yeah, it's manipulative.
Yes, it's so manipulative, and I wish TLC would be like, yeah, we're firing you. That would be so great. It would just be so
It would be wonderful. And the thing I think about sometimes is just the compare and contrast between TLC and Bravo. And I know I talk about it from time to time, but on Bravo, you've got this cast of characters on something like a Real Housewives franchise. You've got some of these ladies, they're cool, they're great. Some of these ladies, they're stirring the pot, and some of these ladies are straight up villains. And the producers know this. And so we have a certain season, but then season 2, the producers are setting up the exposing of the villain, or there's always a takedown.
Yeah.
Every season, somebody's getting taken down, and usually for good reason. But you just don't see that on TLC. Kody and Robin deserve a big takedown.
Yep.
But we don't see production making that happen. There's so many clips, like we've said a million times, that they could play right after we've got a scene of them lying about something. But production doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything like that. The show would be infinitely better if they did.
Infinitely better.
You would get so many more people watching if we knew that there would be some kind of a reckoning for these people.
Yes, because I'm sure that's why most of us are even watching, is just to maybe see one day Kody and Robin completely get decimated. It would be really great.
Or like just to hear the facts about the lawsuit from Christine for child support. She hasn't mentioned word one about that. And we're all interested. The thing we're most interested about is the coins, the money. And you just dance around it and you allude to things, and it's completely frustrating.
Well, and it's like instead of that, we're going to get a scene of Kody and David going go-kart racing. Acting like Christine isn't suing his ass.
I'm gonna have to be medicated for that. Like, I don't think I can make it.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to go astral. I'm gonna have to watch from a higher place, a disattached, disconnected higher place.
I mean, honestly, because it's just gonna be so frustrating. But anyway, the only other thing that came out of this scene with Janelle and Maddie was that apparently Kody did check on Janelle on the anniversary of Garrison's death and on his birthday, which I was surprised to hear about. Honestly, that he thought to call her about that. It's weird because it shows like there might be like a tiny little atom of like kindness in Kody, or like a little bit of his heart left after the rest of it is just decayed with fame and greed. But it's just, I don't know, maybe it's another manipulation tactic with him and her.
It's so hard to tell.
And then the last scene of the episode is Kody traveling to North Carolina to go and apologize to Janelle. And of course, this is where we leave off. It's the cliffhanger of the episode because we're going to get to the actual apology next week. Which
is going to be a nothing burger because Janelle is not going to hold his feet to the fire and we're not going to get what we want. But I did have to ask you, did we know, like collectively, that Kody was that bow-legged? Like when he's walking into the restaurant.
Oh, I don't know.
He's completely bow-legged. He's got such a funny little elven walk. He does
have a little elven walk. Maybe he tries to walk like that because his panties are too tight.
Probably. That's probably what it is. Yeah. His thong is all the way up in the back. Yeah.
Exactly. The butt plug that Robin put in. And it's a little too tight in there. But Kody goes on some BS about how he wanted to apologize to Janelle first because there's so much less toxicity with her.
And he's not ready. He's not ready to see Christine.
Exactly.
And Mary. He's not ready.
He says his heart isn't soft enough to talk to Christine or Mary because there's so much animosity. It's like, okay, well then
why are you doing this?
I thought this was a pilgrimage. Right. I thought this was a sense of purpose and you wanted to right your wrongs, but now it's not soft enough. And
I'm still pissed at these
I'm
bitches.
Unsafe. Yeah. I still fucking hate them. And it also points to like how Kody has been able to get into Janelle's head a lot more than the other wives. Yes. Like he says something to the effect of like, you know, with Janelle, I know how to talk to her and I know how to get through to her and we can have a good conversation and it's much less toxic. And I'm like, yeah, because you know how to manipulate her better than the other ones? Or maybe she's a little bit more docile than the other two?
I think that they were working together on Coyote Pass, so they developed a bit of a rapport. And also, Kody knows that Janelle knows all the financial stuff for like the past however many years. That's and so maybe he's just a little bit more careful generally in how he addresses Janelle. And also, I think there's a lot of Janelle not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want to fight. She does not want to extend the energy to be in some drama with little Kody Brown. So she's less likely to be a Mary, who we saw in the mid-season trailer, who's sitting down at a picnic table with him. And she's like, well, are you going to admit that you're toxic?
Oh, bitch.
Like, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm living for that.
Janelle's not going to give any of that.
No, Janelle's going to be very whatever about it. And she'll be like, I'm done. I'm going to get the spiritual release.
It's fine. Okay.
Whatever. I accept your apology. Bye. Thanks for the free food, though. Like, that'll be Janelle. And then we have the preview. So we have Mary and Amber going to that Vegas dating event. And was it a speed dating thing?
I don't know.
I don't care. And then we have Robin saying right after this scene that she feels bad for people having to date in this climate because things have changed so much.
Yeah. It's got to be so hard for those poor ladies out there.
Those poor single bitches.
In singledom.
Oh my God, can't relate. And then we have Christine saying she doesn't trust Kody at all, doesn't want to have to talk to him whatsoever, because I think she got the invitation to his apology dinner with her, and she's just like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust you, don't want to talk to you. Kody says he's still on his pilgrimage to apologize to all three of them. And then Janelle at her apology is like, why now? Is this for real?
Right.
And that's it.
That was it. Not a whole lot going on.
Mm-mm.
Not very much entered into the record that was interesting in the least.
No. And it's just, if this really continues after this season, I mean, what is there? Like, Mary should have a boyfriend at that point.
Yes.
Janelle should either have a boyfriend or be doing something interesting with the farm.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see the documentation of her building her house, like how she picked the plans and the appointments and like how she's going to decorate it. Like, I'm totally into that. I would, I'm mildly interested in the development of Taita Farms and if that's going to happen. And, I would really love to know more about Maddie's life and Caleb. I know he's got some health issues and there's just probably so much that she's dealing with emotionally. Like, I'd love to get into some of that stuff. Like, there's a lot there that they could mine for really great content. You just have a vote of no confidence with this particular production team because why should they change? It's been working for them. The people aren't going away. We're still watching. But they don't understand. Like, you could have twice as many people watching if there was a reckoning, as I said previously.
I agree.
Well, is there anything else that we should say to these beautiful raccoons before we get up on out of here into the after party? Bitches.
Well, if you love our podcast, please go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. It's free and it really helps us grow the pod, so we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We will be back later this week to talk the finale, the season finale of Seeking Sister Wives. So make sure to come back for that. And also, we do want to acknowledge that some of you have called in on our speak pipe and left some messages about Kody Brown et al. And we haven't played them, but we're going to start playing them next week. So get your calls in, get your messages in. What are your hot takes? What do you guys think of this apology tour? What do you think about Janelle? I actually really want to hear from you guys what you think about Janelle colluding potentially with Kody Brown to maybe steal Coyote Pass out from under Mary. Do you think that was a thing? What do we think about Mary? What do we think about Christine? We want to hear it. All you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/reality TV cringe. You have up to 90 seconds to sound off, and we're going to start playing some of those and just having little raccoon conversations about Sister Wives. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, so until we're back later this week, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.